This is no bueno.
Oh. Bearings toast, I think. I'm gonna hit down with the sledgehammer. Well, what do you know? All right, so as you see, we found a bunch of gunk in this front axle, and Ellen and I could start tearing it apart to see what parts need replaced or if the entire axle itself needs replaced. So we're probably gonna end up taking a trip up to Boyce Equipment to either find parts or find an entire front axle. You ready? Let's go. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna clean this to find out whether it's good. Basically, this has to do with both the bearings and the hub assembly. So what do you think? When I clean this out, is it gonna be bad or really bad, or we can't use it? Drop a comment down below and let us know what you think it's gonna be. This is why you don't want to take vehicles into the salty Great Salt Lake without making sure everything is sealed up. I don't even like doing it, even if you got everything prepared, because salt water gets everywhere.
Oh yeah, without the proper parental supervision, you mean, right?
Any supervision.
So what are you looking for here?
There's a lot of rust. That's not good. So it'll be interesting to see what the bearings look like. Now this there's a seal right where the drive shaft comes in, because this has the splines, and there's a seal where the front axle pivots. And if that seal's bad, it allows the water to get into here. Once it gets into here, this is not good looking. This is actually pretty bad. It can be cleaned up, but the next stage is the water gets here, it can then go into the bearings. So we need to like check the bearings after this. But this is showing that it's not a good sign to begin with. This thing will need even further cleaning other than just this, because we need to remove all this rust out of here. Check to make sure there's enough material for the splines. So this is actual solvent. That's why I'm wearing all this.
I thought you were practicing your Homer Simpson costume.
It's only part way done, man, and I don't have any glowing rods. If anybody has any spare glowing green rods of plutonium, leave a comment down below and ship them over here.
He's gonna make a DeLorean time machine.
How do you clean that out? Sandblaster?
Yeah, that's gonna have to be the only way. But see, the splines are important. They're pretty much all intact. Any of this rust has to be completely gone before it gets put back together. Okay, so basically I'm going to stop here, and we're going to take off the bearings and take a look at the bearings. This thing is going to have to be further cleaned, probably sandblasted on the inside. And then after sandblast, it's got to be cleaned real good, because we don't want to make sure there's any grit left inside. Let's get over there and take care of the bearings.
All right, doctor. What is all this shit?
Rust.
Rust and grease?
Yeah, rust on the grease.
They're not good, huh?
No.
Grease.
And I can feel
metal?
Yeah.
What are the chances we have to rebuild this?
Oh, it's got to be rebuilt. Can we salvage the bearings? Let's just take off the hub and the bearing. We'll get a much better view. You know what this brown stuff looks like. It does sort of look exactly like poo. This is going to be a lot of work, this one here, because it's got to be completely taken apart. It's going to be some thoughts about whether or not I'm going to have to take the backing plate off and pull the axle shafts out. If it's too bad, it might be just cheaper to get another front axle.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with all these military equipment. You know, everyone's like, oh, you can buy these things online for next to nothing. But when you get into it and you find out that it's got these problems, it creates a lot more issues than just buying a truck online at a government auction for a few $1,000s. And if it's a finished project, it needs to be 100%. So that's why we're going through this, taking everything apart, getting it cleaned up.
Well, one of the big issues is people probably have been watching a lot of YouTube videos where people take these 5 tons out and drive them through the rivers. And the issue is the seals on the back are not brand new. They leak and they get water into each of these hubs, and they just corrode them out. Even if you have new seals, the chances are that you get water in there is still quite likely. And so if you're going to Ford one of these trucks. When you're done Fording, you need to take off each of the hubs and make sure that all the water's drained out. Otherwise, this is what you get. On a lot of the military trucks, that they will have a air fitting that comes and they'll pressurize the axles. So they have an air pressure in there to keep, you know, to push the water out, but they usually don't work 100%.
So remember, kids, every fall and every spring, check your seals. And don't go fording without parent supervision.
Message from Better Hubs of America.
Better hubs.
See, that's not good, huh?
Well, so far, I don't know yet.
Look at these hubs, Elon. This is like Pornhub for Alan.
Just get excited with it.
Yeah. What? You saw yesterday how hard it was for Caleb to lift this thing off. Alan is basically just telling us right now that that's going to be a lot harder on this one.
We got to wobble it a little. What in the world?
Nice. Well, not nice, but we got it out.
Bearings toast, I think. We're gonna have to clean it. It doesn't look good. So let's find out for certain.
Welcome back to everyone's favorite game show, Is It Salvageable?
Yeah.
Starring your host, Alan Gavorkovich.
Right now, I am not so confident that this bearing is usable.
That looks bad.
Yep. I'm actually gonna have to make some phone calls after this and get some prices. The first thing I'm gonna come in here, sit down and have a talk with Mark Boyce. Yes, this is Alan. Could you connect me to Mark Boyce, please? I just put in a bunch of those 900 studs in the 800, and everything looked good on that one axle. But one hub is severely rusted inside, and the bearings are rusted. And the other side, I open it up, salt water, then check the differential. It's milky with salt water in there. So what are we looking at for all the components to rebuild it? Okay, 1,000 for a diff. Okay. All right, thank you. Whew. Well, it's 2,100 for a replacement axle.
So if the differential's fine and it just needs some new parts, that's 800, right?
About $900 plus a bunch of work.
But if the differential's boned in the zone, that's probably like 1,900, right? Including a bunch of work.
Yeah, so that would be basically, if the differential is bad, it's almost the price of just getting a whole axle. I don't know how long it would take them, but looking at how much rust, because stuff's going to have to be sandblasted. The hub's definitely got to be sandblasted, unless we decide just to leave a little bit of the scaling on the inside. I don't like doing that. I really don't like doing that.
Where's this place that has the front axle, the clean takeout?
Boyce Equipment is located in Ogden, Utah.
So we could have a new front axle here today?
Either today or tomorrow.
Or we could work on that axle for the next week and rebuild it.
Yeah.
Let's go get that axle.
Well, let's get some upper authority viewpoints on this.
All right, Alan is looking for Iram's permission to go buy this axle. I'm saying it doesn't make any sense to do anything different than to buy the axle. It'll cost at least $1,200 to just buy the parts to rebuild it, plus a week's worth of Alan's time in cleaning it up and getting it done.
More than 1,200.
I think I would rather save the time than save the $200.
An axle like this, if it you just put it to the side and work on it as you have spare time.
But we could get it out from underneath there, slide the other one in place.
Yeah, we could do that today, tomorrow, max.
Good as new tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
But, end of the week. We got a healthy axle underneath there.
Yeah.
And we can move on.
Yeah.
I think it's worth the time to just get a new axle. I hope Rom comes to that same conclusion.
Yeah.
Caca.
Yeah.
Major.
Correct.
Major caca.
And I don't know exactly what more I will come across as we start tearing it apart. Axle shafts. If there's a bunch of scaling inside, it has to be clean. So we
Chocolate?
It looks like water, and we got even water.
What do you think, Migo? This is no bueno. I can't believe Alan did this. Alan did this? Mm-hmm. With the hose earlier.
What?
Call voice equipment and see if they can take it as a core, as you say.
Yeah.
How much would be? Thinking about labor time, you know.
That will be at least.
Yeah, at least 20 hours.
Well, I don't know if I'm like just sitting and working continuously. I haven't like done it, and there's. It depends on what's wrong. There could be more things wrong when I start opening it up.
That's why I say, if it's nothing to do there, we could put like 5 hours taking it apart and see, you know, like if it's actually that bad, or we can rebuild it. Like.
Right. So I have his personal number because he's not at the company. I'll find out.
He has your personal. That sucks. It's a Sunday morning calls. It's a
Hey, I'm on the compound and my 5-ton exploded.
Yeah.
Have to lift the whole front end of this thing up. I got to get in close here. Hold on, back up. Well, I'm gonna lift up the front of the truck, take out the support we have in the middle and put it to the front bumper so we can drop the axle out. Still wondering about where exactly to place it though. If we place it in front, then it makes it difficult to get a forklift to just grab the axle and pull it out. I'd like to put it right here. So that means that it's gonna have to lift up in the air a little ways.
The old shake test.
Well, looks like it's holding on good. So now what's left is to drop the axle. It's going to be more interesting because the wheels are so far off the ground.
So yeah. If he can get one of those for $300, deal.
Okay.
Let's take it.
The next day.
Hey man,
Yes?
what you doing?
I was just getting this blown off so while we're gone, the sun hopefully will get the rest off because I'll be taking it in this weekend and I'll just get most of the snow off.
All right, you covering that on your channel?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I got a whole bunch from last week I haven't yet put on. But we're heating up right now the Terror Star so we can go get an axle because the axle's ready to pick up.
Oh, awesome.
You guys gonna go down to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
We're on an axle quest, sort of like Dragon Quest, but with axles. Front axle.
Should be a good day.
You know where we're going?
Yes, today we are going to be heading down to Voice Equipment to pick up an axle. Since looking at the other axle that is on the truck, just too much rust and corrosion, just be a lot easier just to pick up a new axle.
So we are going to the exotic junkyard of axles that you promised me about last episode.
Now, all I know is when you get back there, you'll see more military trucks than you could possibly imagine.
I told them all that I was soon.
Yeah, man. Be careful. And we're going to add to it. We got to. Oh, that guy behind us is getting goodly dusted. Very goodly.
Wizard dust.
Eat my wizard dust.
On the top, they not in the room. I've been so real, I'm back to the tomb. They in the way, they gotta move. I gotta gas.
We're here. Grab my coat. It's going to probably be a little bit cold.
You don't hang out with this guy. How you doing, man? You are.
I'm Cole.
Cole, hey, Cole. Right here.
The man.
Yeah.
With the equipment, the knowledge, the know-how, it all.
I've heard a lot about you. We try to. Don't believe a word you've heard, man, because it's all a bunch of lies, man. Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration.
This is right out of a truck. Come on out, guys.
Let's go take a look at
I
this.
pulled this right out, man. Man.
Watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I was soon. Knew as a child back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my
Big issue. I don't know, did you notice that before?
What's
like,
that?
these don't come out long enough for the super singles?
No, they don't. Yeah, that's why you got to put the longer ones on.
Yep.
It probably turns. It's sitting on the backing plate, so.
Yeah, it's turned pretty
Yeah,
good.
I don't think. I just get it and put it in.
Right. Well, let me put it back down carefully.
What do you got over there on the 5-ton?
You up?
You doing
Come here,
like
I'll show you.
custom
I'll show
cab?
you, man. This is they rebuild the axles right here. There's the 2.5-ton axles they build right here.
Yep.
And we build those all day long. That's still a hot ticket for us, you know. We do 4340 axle shafts. We build our own lockout hubs for them. Build our own Detroit lockers now. We're just building new these days.
yeah.
You know, well, we don't build them, but we have another outfit. that
I
does.
need to get some of those from you.
They work good. I'll show you a truck here. We're just getting ready to ship this one. That's kind of a pretty truck. This is our shop foreman here. This is Steve Frecker. Good dude, man. He's all over it. But hey, not bad looking truck, huh?
It looks beautiful. Hey, Mark.
Yeah, hey, nice meeting you too. We're huggers here, man.
Yeah,
It's our big family, you lucky dog, you. All right, you guys. Manana, take care.
Sometimes I wonder if he's just super lucky or super skilled. I think it's a little bit of both. He's the luckiest skilled man I know.
That's, we've got the axle here. So the only thing we have to do is drop out the front axle on the 800, which is ready to go. Just got a couple of nuts holding it on, and we'll pull that off and then get this thing prepared to put back on.
So I just got in. Apparently while I was gone, we found out the front axle was bad on the big 5-ton truck. So we're replacing the front axle, me and Alan. While Jair and Iram are in the back, you remember when we looked at SolidWorks and Jair had designed that sweet pull-out ladder from the bumper? That's what they're cutting a hole in for right now so that they can start putting the ladder inside and have that part done. Thing is, we are all hands on deck right now because it's almost Christmas and everybody's going to want to spend some time with their families. So I'm going to help Alan out, get that axle done. Those two are going to work together on the back. And we're going to see if we can't knock this out ASAP.
We'll have to go here and right underneath this. So I'll move this over a little. Yeah, come to right there.
Tight squeeze back here, tight squeeze. I guess that's par for the course when you work with these giants.
Up, pull it. Down a little bit, just a little bit. A little more, a little more, a little more. Oh, right there. These are already loosened up. So it makes it easy.
Countryside, but probably look. Like 2 hours here.
That's one off, and now we got the other side to do. I've got the second bracket off with Diesel's help. So now we just got to go down. Let's go down slowly just in case there's something I miss. No, that's just fine. Just keep going down.
Slips right off. See, that's why it's really beneficial to have a guy like Al who knows all the ins and outs of these giant military beasts, because he knows exactly what to do to make the job go smooth. And if he doesn't know it, he figures it out.
Down a little bit. Nothing's stopping me. Yeah, down a little bit. And going to look to see what I'm going to do. We still have the ball joints on the steering to consider. When they gave us the one, they gave it with the ball joints already on. I've decided to take this apart. Before you go in, wait here. I want to look at these balls here. Hold on. They look okay, but let's just wait a minute. I may have to take them off if this doesn't work. Okay? Quick release here to remove the ball joint. Can't think if I've ever removed one before. We've always just removed it by popping it out the taper. I almost need something much bigger. You know, I might take these other balls off. Taking them up without it on the truck is a little harder because it'll want to move around on me. I'm going to try one more time to get this off, but I'm going to have to make a basically a mini screwdriver to be able to turn that. So I've got to go over to the scrap metal and figure something out here. 1 5/8. And real quick, take the burrs off.
So that's the piece you just made?
Yeah, see, it fits into this slot right here if you look from this angle. And then I'm going to rotate it like a screwdriver. And it should break free so we can get this out. Or I simply bend that piece of metal I just made. It's on there really good. That's what I was worried about. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to take this thing apart very easily, so I think we're going to go back to taking it off on the other axle.
And that's just round. So do you need to hold this at all?
No, it's
only the bottom?
If that rotates, that'll be good.
Oh, geez, muscle man. Now you pound them out?
Yeah, but it's not as easy as you think. I figure it just popped right out from a taper. They're never that easy.
Floor jack, right here. Just jack it up.
Actually, porta power. Porta power between this and this, okay. And then, yeah, that would be a good idea if we can find the porta power. There we go. And it's out. Well, that one broke free easier than I thought. But if we can find the porta power, that will make this really easy.
5 minutes later.
Well, Diesel has been out looking for a porta power because we wanted to put it between the bottom of this, the stud here and the axle to put a bit of force up on it and then be able to hit down. But having a little bit of a problem finding the porta power. So I'm going to try something a little bit similar. I've got these plates of steel and I've got these chisels, if I can get it to fit in there. Try the small one first. And I'm going to, basically I'm doing the same thing the porta power would have done. Get these wedges to come in and push up on this. And as soon as I get a bit of pressure up, I'm going to hit down on this. Okay, now I'm pushing up. I'm going to hit down with a sledgehammer. Well, what do you know? One shot. That makes it a lot easier than have to do it with the oxyacetylene and pounding it when it's in place. It's the first time I tried that. I'm going to remember this technique.
It has gone into the Wizard Scrolls.
Yes, it is now in the big book of wisdom. You think Dave's going to be surprised when he comes here and realizes, oops, you don't need the porta power anymore. I developed a new technique while Diesel was gone.
Wait, I thought Diesel was out here the whole time.
No, he was looking for the porta power. You ready?
Oh no, jeez.
Took 2 hits that time. 1 hit. But oh, you missed out what we figured out. It's so totally Wizard.
I love Wizard stuff. Is it done already?
Yeah, unfortunately.
So now I gotta watch the episode to see it?
You're gonna have to watch the episode.
Alan sends me to find the porta power in a locked paint booth while Goose Chase so he could do his wizard tricks.
One hit and it launched itself up over the spark
Oh,
plug
really?
thing. Yeah, we're fine. The second one took 2 hits. Well, we go down just a little bit.
I'm hitting the front bumper. Coming back.
Down, we're gonna put blocks underneath. Hold it. Go up. Come forward a little. Hold it.
Really?
Yeah. A half an inch that way. Oh, right there.
Is that gonna hit the brake line still?
Yeah, I'm trying to bring it up enough so then I pull.
You gotta bring it from underneath, pull underneath. Will it clear it?
Thinking right here. I don't think we have to pull that hard. Dang, we're like right there. I can't even tell what is what.
It looks like it needs to go that way still.
Really?
Hey, we crank on this one more time, it should fall in.
Really? Okay. When we took the axle down, didn't look at it really carefully. And apparently on the other axle, this little pin right here has broken up off into this piece here. So, there's your culprit right there.
You little scoundrel.
Yeah.
On guard, you scoundrel.
Oh, man. Little pain in the ass. It's nothing but
Thanks
grief.
a lot.
Right.
Well, it's crazy that their laptops are all mobile. They can come down here.
Keep going. Pull it. Splash motor. It's gonna fit right there. Go up a little. Oh, we're in.